I have figured out why you don't feel productive and why you don't feel like you can get things done. This is such a common issue with so many people who sit behind the computer and just can sit there all day, can sit there for 8 hours and still not accomplish anything. I know because I've done it myself. So, in this video, I'm going to outline 3 reasons why I believe you guys aren't getting things done. It's very simple, but you'd be surprised how much nuance there is in some of these subjects. So, the first thing that is probably a no-brainer that I think everybody can agree on if they really think hard enough is that really, guys, your energy is misplaced. The amount of effort you are spending on things is misplaced. And I've talked about this in other videos on the channel. It is important that you know what your destination is. You're trying to get from point A to point B, and you actually put your energy on that. So, people I think have the easiest time getting work done for, say, school, because it's very simple. You have an assignment that is due on a certain day. If you're doing a college class online, like I do a lot of college classes online, and I know by a certain date, I have to have this done, I have to have a PowerPoint done, I have to have answers to a certain question. That's it. My response is written out for me. The amount of effort it takes to get there is not, as daunting as it might seem to, oh, let's sit down and let's start a business, let's build a business, because the steps that involve just building a business are a lot more abstract than just sitting down and doing school stuff. So there is a big difference when you have the efforts laid out for you. You need 400 words on this subject. That's it. Leave it alone. So to sit down and actually think, like creatively, to sit down and actually creatively think about an idea that maybe no one else has had before, maybe someone else has, but regardless, this is your first time trying to become a freelancer or a graphic designer, a video editor, you want to build a website, start a company, sell a product, start a YouTube channel. Doing all these things, it's not quite as black and white as just submitting an assignment for school or doing something for your major or whatever it is. So being able to think creatively and figure out where to direct that energy where you know you're getting point B, you're hitting that result sooner than if you were to just sit here and let your mind wander for 8 hours. That's very hard to do. I think that skill can improve over time. And I think the best way you can see that skill improve is going to the gym. Because when you first walk into the gym, nobody knows anything. So you're kind of just aimlessly meandering, walking around, looking at machines, thinking about what you might do one day. Do I want to bench press? Do I want to squat? Do I want to do this? And you don't have, a clear routine. You don't have something that you're clearly, okay, I'm going in on Wednesday and I'm hitting 3 sets of squats and 2 sets of bench and this and that and this and that. You don't have that mapped out for yourself. So when building the map, it's going to be a lot harder. And that's probably the best way we could word this. Building the map is a lot harder than following the map. So try not to beat yourself up over this too much. I've done this many times where I beat myself up over this, but if you're thinking in like an abstract, creative way, trying to build something, start a new habit, do something for the first time, your energy is probably gonna be misplaced because you don't exactly know what you have to do. What steps do I take to be a successful freelance writer? I mean, I don't know if it's your first time, right? Or what steps do I take to have a good physique? I don't know if it's my first time. So it takes a while for you to actually learn these habits and learn what it takes to get to where you want to go. The second thing that has such a weird reputation on the internet, and I don't really know why, is multitasking or single tasking. Guys, do whatever you're good at. So some people like to multitask and kind of have a mess of things going on at once, and they have papers everywhere and that helps them think better. That's fine. If that's you and that's your thing that you like to do, go ahead by all means. I don't think that's best for most people. I definitely like to focus on one single task at once, and I get caught in the 10 Chrome tabs sort of funnel a lot where I have a bunch of different things open, and multitasking can work. I probably am multitasking more than I want to admit, but in the reality, I think most people would benefit from just picking one single task and doing that for an extended period of time. But if you happen to be really good at multitasking, or you just enjoy it more, then go ahead and do it. I mean, there are certain instances where it might make sense, like if you're, editing something on Photoshop and then going into, Adobe Premiere and you want to, keep, your files up and whatever, that might make more sense. Or, if you're doing multiple things for your business and want to try to be extra creative and have a bunch of different tabs open, there might be merit in that. I'm not here to tell you how to work, but there might be a scenario in which multitasking could be good. It just depends really on what you feel you're more comfortable with and what you feel you excel at. The final one is going to be the hardest thing I think for most people, but being able to sit in one singular spot and commit to getting a task done. And, dopamine hits from like your TV, your phone, that sort of mindless scrolling trap. It's very easy to get caught in that. And, us as humans, it is human nature to do this because it is easy. We like doing things that are really easy. And, I could sit here in the middle of recording this video, just, whip out my phone and just sit here and scroll and whatever. And, that's very easy to do. It's very easy to, log out of my Notion and my software and whatever, and sit there and scroll Twitter or Instagram. That is very easy. It is a low effort activity. And we are drawn, to these low effort activities because they don't require a lot of complex thinking. They don't require dedication, fixing on one subject and really trying to, get an answer for a hard problem or think creatively. They don't require us to do that. They spoon feed content and dopamine to you, and that's not done by accident. If you own these platforms, you would do the same thing. People who own Instagram and TikTok want you to be on there for as long as possible. So these little 15-second video bites you're watching that everybody watches, it does kind of have a detrimental effect on your focus. And that is cliche. Everybody will say that. I don't want to sound cliche, but there are instances in which it is bad to sit there and just scroll TikTok for hours or Twitter for hours, and I don't think that's productive for most people. So again, definitely try to limit that if you can, especially when you're trying to just think creatively and get a task done. It's very easy to, fall into that trap. So sometimes what I will do personally is I'll take my phone and I'll just throw it, in the other room. I'll leave it, somewhere far away where I can't touch it. And all my posting on Instagram or whatever has to be done through my computer. And I do like that better a lot. It prevents, that kind of distraction from throwing off my zone, and I think most people could probably benefit from that. So with that said, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Definitely mention your thought down below in the comments. Subscribe to my newsletter in the description if you guys would like more stuff like this. You guys can check that out in the description down below. Thanks for watching, folks.